CBS 4 News at 6 with Maggie and Elliot starts right now.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News at 6.
First at 6 tonight, dreary, damp, and cool. It is one lousy combination for our South Florida weather.
Here's a live picture right now. This is in Miami near 79th Street as drivers try to navigate through the soaked streets on their way home from work. It's been a chilly and wet Wednesday all across South Florida.
But there is some good news finally tonight in the forecast. Bob Soper is in weather control with details. Bob?
Well, Maggie and Elliot, for now, we still have to deal with the rain, but it looks like by tomorrow afternoon that should straighten out. We hit a record low maximum. That means it's the coldest it's ever been. It's still been the high of the day. The old one was in 1954. It was 65 degrees, all because of that northerly winds and all the clouds and the rain. Look at this. We've got a combination. First of all, the rain coming off the Gulf of Mexico, and earlier today, you know, when this starts again, I'll show you, there's that rain coming off the Gulf of Mexico, but from the south, we picked up rain as well. So it was just a terrible mixture of rain over South Florida all day today. Rainy, chilly, and dismal, I think would pretty much describe it. As we get through tonight, it'll break back into showers late, and then by tomorrow morning, should mainly be clouds, and during the middle of the day, it should be better and lots more sun. So back to normal, and that'll be just in time for the weekend. And I'll tell you about the weekend in just a few minutes.
Right now, though, a story you'll see only on 4. A break-in at Bal Harbour. Surveillance video shows 3 men ransacking the Tiffany. The thieves ripped off hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewels and other items from the ritzy store. CBS 4's Jawan Strader is live tonight in Bal Harbour with more. Jawan?
Yes, Maggie, it happened just before 6 a.m. These brazen robbers took off with a lot of jewelry. Now Bal Harbour police are asking for your help in finding these brazen crooks. You're looking at exclusive surveillance video just given to us of a burglary this morning at Tiffany's & Company in Bal Harbour. Now cops are asking for your help in identifying these 3 crooks.
After reviewing the security tape, we know there was possibly 3, looks like 3 males, but they're all hooded, wearing baggy clothes, had some burglary tools on them, and they pried open some cases and took an undetermined amount of jewelry at this point.
The 3 hooded thieves broke through the front of the store, taking off with thousands of dollars worth of women's jewelry. Bal Harbour police believe this burglary could be related to 2 others.
We're not sure that they're all related to ours, but we know 3 were hit this morning. They started up in Palm Beach County, then it was in Fort Lauderdale, and then down here. All about an hour to hour and a half apart.
Take a good look, because Bal Harbour police want these bad guys off the streets and behind bars.
Hopefully somebody will recognize the people's clothing and can give us a call.
That's right, folks. You need to give them a call, or you need to call Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers. That number is a number on the bottom of your screen at 305-471-TIPS. Reporting live from Bal Harbour, Jawan Strader, CBS 4 News.
A major day in the Michael Jackson molestation trial as the 15-year-old accuser takes the stand.
Our Brian Andrews was in the courtroom again today, and he is joining us live from Santa Maria, California, with details on this pivotal day. Brian.
For the first time, face-to-face, the pop star with his teenage accuser. They sat literally yards away from each other in the courtroom of the courthouse you can see behind me. We can tell you that this young man talked about how he met Michael Jackson through other celebrities and then testified that on the very first visit to Neverland Ranch, he was up in Michael Jackson's bedroom while Michael Jackson and Jackson's friend, a man named Frank Tyson, were looking at internet pornography. This is where Michael Jackson allegedly said "got milk" when referring to some female pornography. They didn't go too much further into that, but they did talk a little bit about his relationship with the pop star, the young man saying that he thought he was quote-unquote the coolest guy in the world, my very best friend. The video you're looking at right now is of Michael Jackson leaving the courthouse within the last 20 minutes. He was asked by reporters how he felt about today, and he responded, "I'm very sorry, I'm under a gag order, I cannot comment." So we expect Michael Jackson to be back tomorrow morning along with his young accuser to continue as a prosecution witness detailing the state's case against the pop star. Back to you in South Florida.
Thank you, Brian. A quick question. We remember seeing the accuser on that documentary by Martin Bashir. Did he talk about that at all?
Yeah, Maggie, he did, and it was very interesting. Just before that interview was shot, this young man testified that Michael Jackson pulled him off to the side to a special room and said, "Hey, you want to be in the movies, right? Well, consider this your audition." That's what this young man testified. Michael Jackson told him to tell Martin Bashir that you call me dad, that I've helped you, and that I've cured you of cancer. Tom Sneddon, the prosecutor, said, well, was that true? And the kid said, well, not really, but that's what he told me to say. So that's what we got into this afternoon about that Bashir interview.
Brian Andrews, thank you very much. Brian Andrews joining us from Santa Maria, California. A man accused of abducting a young girl on her way to school is under arrest tonight. Desmond Madison turned himself into Miami police. He's accused of kidnapping a 9-year-old girl, punching and threatening her, and then releasing the girl. CBS 4's Ileana Varela is live in Miami with more. Ileana?
Elliot, Madison surrendered himself early this morning. By early this afternoon, he was already going before a judge, and right now, he's right behind me at the Dade County Jail being held without bond.
Desmond Matheson.
In the end, Desmond Madison made it easy for police and turned himself in. And for the first time in nearly a week, Christine Amity didn't have to walk home from school in fear. Are you happy?
Yeah. I'm so very, very, very happy. And when you just tell me that, I said, God bless.
Crystalline, a 9-year-old third grader at Little River Elementary, was walking to school March 3rd when police say Madison dragged her into his pickup truck, punched her in the head, taped her mouth, and threatened to kill her. She says he then drove her to Morningside Park where he tried to assault her, but she fought back.
He's pistol.
It worked. The suspect told Crystalline to get out and drove off, a wanted man on the run. Fearing a confrontation with police, Madison finally agreed to surrender at this Liberty City gas station overnight. But he would only turn himself in to this woman, longtime respected community activist Georgia Ayers.
When he walked over to me, I said, "You don't have anything on you, boy." He said, "No, ma'am," and I put my arms around him, and the police, of course, zeroed in.
At first, Ayers was apprehensive about getting involved, but felt it was in everyone's best interest.
Everybody was traumatized by this incident, and knowing that he's off the street will give this community a peace of mind.
No bond.
Those people who do this kind of stuff, they have to let them stay in the jail for life.
Well, she may get her wish. Here's a guy who police say has been arrested 40 times on charges including attempted murder. He's been convicted 9 times, but he was out on the streets. However, kidnapping carries a life sentence, and if he's convicted in this case, he may not be getting out. Live at the Dade County Jail, Ileana Varela, CBS 4 News.
It is a split decision at the polls on bringing Vegas-style slots to Miami-Dade and Broward. CBS 4's Lee Davalos has more tonight from Miami.
You could say the wet and gloomy skies reflect the feelings of folks at Calder Racecourse. Calder, right on the Dade-Broward County line, missed the opportunity to offer Las Vegas-style gambling after Dade County voters rejected the idea.
Well, I'm disappointed for a whole lot of reasons. Certainly for the employees here that worked hard to get this. For the people of Dade County, they made a mistake.
President of Flagler Dog Track Fred Havenick agrees. He says that mistake will end up costing the people of Miami-Dade County.
There will be no jobs until we can hopefully get it again. There will be no economic development because we have no motivation to do it and there's nothing to do it for. And there will be no extra money for schools.
Havenick says plans to renovate this 36,000 square foot room will have to wait. It would have held 1,500 slot machines and 2,500 people.
It's an unused asset in the city of Miami. And the room is perfect because it's a clear span, it's built, and it would have to be rewired and it would have to be rehabilitated, but it's a natural.
Instead, Broward County pari-mutuels will be preparing for the addition of the slots. Hollywood Greyhound Track, Dania Highlight, Pompano Park Harness Track, and Gulfstream Park could begin adding slots as early as July 1st. But the split decision will cut the promised new tax revenue of $438 million in half. Still, Governor Jeb Bush, who campaigned strongly against slot machines in South Florida, feels Miami-Dade County voters did the right thing.
And I'm really proud of my community for saying that they don't want this as part of the future of their community.
As for the pari-mutuels in Miami-Dade County, they are not giving up hope. They are confident that voters in Miami-Dade will vote again in 2 years when the referendum could be added again for another vote. In Miami, Lee Davalos, CBS 4 News.
We asked Miami-Dade County residents if they would travel to Broward to play slots, and here are the results of our exclusive CBS 4 Survey USA poll. 31% say yes, 66% say no, and 3% are not sure. Our scientific survey has a margin of error of 4.2%.
A South Florida man is taking his case to court after being wrongfully arrested during his grandmother's funeral. We'll have that story coming up next.
Also, cockroaches and their dangerous link to children with asthma.
And it's the end of an era for Dan Rather, sitting in the CBS Evening News anchor chair for the last time tonight. His final broadcast ahead at 6:30.
Jim Barry here. Coming up real soon in sports, Congress wants baseball's former Bash brothers to testify about steroids. And Nick Saban's revamped Dolphins will have a Hall of Fame start.
But first, a look at the numbers on Wall Street. It's gloomy on Wall Street, too. The Dow down 107 points, the NASDAQ down 12, and the S&P 500 also down 12. We'll be right back.
12 chefs, 4 cook-offs. And when it's all over, only one will be named the best of the best. Tonight on CBS 4 News. Be there when the secret ingredients are revealed. Then watch culinary students battle to cook up the best dish. Who will be the last chef standing? Find out when Lisa Petrillo hosts this month-long event. The Chef's Challenge. Tonight at 11 on CBS 4 News.
This is your opportunity to buy a magnificent lakefront home in Delray Beach at absolute auction. This home will be sold to the highest bidder at an evening auction Saturday, April 2nd at 6:30. Approximately 9,000 square feet with all the amenities one could dream of, including a professionally built half court for basketball. This gorgeous lakefront estate will be auctioned truly absolute to the highest bidder Saturday evening, April 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Preview this property every weekend from 12 until 5 or by appointment. Call Daniel DeCaro Real Estate Auctions for your bidder's information package. 1-800-332-3767.
255 horsepower, four-wheel drive. A rugged, integrated closed box frame. And it's built by Honda. Introducing the all-new half-ton Ridgeline. Above all, it's a Honda.
In just 14 years, Rooms To Go has become America's largest furniture company, and we're in just 6 states.
Changing the way America buys furniture. And for our anniversary, we've pushed our vendors to give us price breaks on some of our best-selling items.
Special buys in every department on all your favorite styles, colors, fabrics, furniture for every room, every decor.
And now you can get delivery tomorrow, thanks to America's largest furniture inventory.
During the Rooms To Go 14th anniversary.
Don't miss it.
$10,000 minimum for any trade-in at Fairbanks Chrysler Jeep Dodge Sawgrass. And exclusive of that offer, brand new 2005 Jeep Liberties with all this equipment, $13,987 Fairbanks price brand new. Or new 05 Jeep Grand Cherokees with all this, $20,747 Fairbanks price. But remember, the $10,000 minimum trade guarantee is this week only, and it's only at Fairbanks Chrysler Jeep Dodge Sawgrass.
A Florida man taking action tonight against the Broward Sheriff's Office. He's filing a lawsuit over this arrest at his grandmother's funeral. His family watched on in shock as officers took him into custody.
And it turns out they arrested the wrong man. CBS 4's Gary Nelson joins us live with the details on this case. Gary.
Well, he is a Navy veteran, has no criminal record, a fine young man by all accounts, but Broward cops, acting on what proved to be bad information, made him for a murder suspect and snatched him at his grandmother's funeral.
February 19th at Forest Lawn Cemetery in Fort Lauderdale, funeral services for Donovan Lightbourne's grandmother are disrupted in mid-eulogy as BSO deputies try to take down the young man in the blue shirt and dreadlocks there on a murder warrant. They had staked out the funeral on the strength of an anonymous tip. They were looking for this guy, Kareem Jabbar Lightbourne, who's been on the lam for more than 2 years. They got the wrong guy.
When the officer says you're wanted for murder, that's when I was really like, whoa, hold on a second, you know, and I tried to explain to them, please just give me an opportunity to prove to you who I am.
The cops handcuffed Donovan amid a stunned and frightened funeral gathering of 150 people, several generations of Lightbournes.
Thugs on our family. They came from everywhere. Children was running, screaming.
All the while, Donovan was insisting they had the wrong man.
He was shown a picture of the wanted fugitive. He says, that isn't me, can't you tell?
One might think they could tell Donovan on the left and the real murder suspect on the right not only have different names, but a half a foot difference in height and 50 pounds difference in weight.
I was telling them, you know, I have identification in my pocket. Just take the time to look at my ID. And these guys were being so arrogant. They were saying things like, it's probably a fake ID.
Police were finally persuaded after they discovered Donovan didn't have a prominent tattoo that the real suspect would have. By then, the funeral was ruined, and Donovan had a shoulder broken, he says, by heavy-handed cops. He filed his civil rights suit in federal court today.
Now, the Broward Sheriff's Office has no comment on the lawsuit filed today, but has said previously that deputies were acting in good faith on what they thought was a good tip. This the latest black eye for what has of late been a scandal-plagued BSO. Gary Nelson, CBS 4 News.
It's a serious health hazard for your kids. Coming up next, the creepy connection between roaches and kids suffering from asthma.
And hopefully you're home by now out of this icky weather. Bob Soper is up next with the forecast with some good news in it.
All these beauties are under 20. I'm not kidding. Every one of these dresses is just $16.99 or $19.99. Dress Week at Ross. Don't miss it.
An easy way to experiment with color before you paint? Benjamin Moore calls them color samples. I call them color selection simplified. With 260 designer colors, it was easy to go from here to my wall, where I could see each color big as life, day and night. Color samples are available only at your local Benjamin Moore store, where you get the expert advice and personalized attention you can't get at a warehouse home center. Thanks to Benjamin Moore, I found the perfect color.
Color samples, only at your local Benjamin Moore store.
Preparation. We instill that in all of our staff members. Be the best they can be for all of our clients at the Cochran Firm.
The Cochran Firm, 1-800-LAW-HELP.
Entirely new 300 horsepower GS. The next phenomenon from Lexus. At your South Florida Lexus dealer.
They got mad at me, started calling me names.
Bullying begins in kindergarten and then gets worse. Stopping it is up to us.
This Connect with Kids message is sponsored by CBS 4 and Miami Children's Hospital.
It's South Florida's one and only licensed specialty hospital. Exclusively for children.
Miami Children's Hospital, where children always come first.
Miami Children's, we're here.
This elegant English estate home will be sold at absolute auction on Saturday, April 2nd at 2 p.m. Welcome to elegance and excellence beyond imagination. The unparalleled quality throughout this lovely waterfront estate, built by European artisans, is mirrored in every detail in every room of this home. This property sits on a point lot in Fort Lauderdale, overlooking nearly 237 feet of deep water frontage on the beautiful Middle River. Preview this property by appointment only. For more information, call Daniel DeCaro Real Estate Auctions, 1-800-332-3767.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
Bob Soper, is this rain filling up the water gauges out there?
Well, you know, surprisingly, we're still below normal for the winter season, but this put us over the top for March. So we're in the middle here. It's kind of nice to get the rain because it knocks out any chance of fires.
I wouldn't say nice, but okay.
Well, yeah, it has, you know, there's a good side to everything. Fortunately, we're not living in the desert.
Such an optimist, Bob.
Right. Take a look outside right now. It's still 56 degrees here at CBS 4 Weather Control. Fort Lauderdale 58, 61 degrees at Key West. 100% relative humidity. Winds north at 8, have gusted as high as 22 miles per hour. Over a quarter of an inch of rain now. It's still raining outside here. Just very light stuff spreading all the way out from the Gulf of Mexico across South Florida into the Atlantic and over almost 2 inches of rainfall up at Palm Beach. That set a record daily rainfall for them. But this stuff is all moving away from us. And you can see out here in the Gulf, things are starting to move out. All right, quick look at what's going on the movement here since 6 o'clock this morning. Well, there you are. It continues to move out toward the northeast, but you can see to the north of us, not bad. Here's another look at it. You can see it's continuing to move on out, and this stuff is just a little bit of false return in the northern part of the state. state. For water vapor imagery, we'll only show you this because here's the good news down the line. This red indicating drier air trying to make its way in behind here, and I think it will make it in by tomorrow afternoon, so just hang on for maybe another 12 hours. Rainy and chilly today over much of the southeast, especially in central and south Florida. That next front's going to come in during the day tomorrow. Should not have any factor for us, really. Sun will return in the afternoon, just a few clouds mixed with the sun, and then heading on toward the end of the week. Friday, warmer with sun and clouds. This reinforcing front will simply bring in dry air for the weekend. So Saturday, the front goes through first, brings in a cool down, then a ridge of high pressure moves over just a little bit to the southeast of us, provides us with a southerly flow, so it'll warm up and it'll be sunny again. In the northeast, getting some lake effect snow, but that's about it for the northeast. It's really cold up there. Temperature-wise, it's in the teens inland and in the 20s along the coastline, 19 at Syracuse. Here's a look at our forecast for tonight. Evening rain, showers overnight, then still chilly though, 55 degrees. During the day tomorrow, morning clouds followed by warmer afternoon and evening sunshine, well, afternoon sunshine, 72. Not bad tomorrow night. Small craft advisory winds northwest up to 20 knots, seas up to 9 feet, and bay waters moderate chop. Be careful out there. Friday, sun and clouds nice and warm, a little bit cooler on Saturday, but not bad. Just beautiful on Sunday. Enjoy it.
Thank you, Bob. In Dr. Sean's medical file today, a new report finds a potentially deadly link between secondhand smoke and breast cancer in women. Researchers with the Air Resources Board in California say inhaling secondhand smoke causes breast cancer, especially in younger women. They go on to say that women exposed to secondhand smoke have up to a 90% greater risk of breast cancer. No major public health group, though, has declared smoke a cause of the disease.
Your child's asthma symptoms can be alleviated right at home tonight just by killing some cockroaches. A study by asthma centers across the U.S. says the insects worsen symptoms in children far more than furry pets or dust mites, saying roaches produce allergic reactions. Asthma experts say general cleaning practices and extermination techniques can bring roaches and allergen levels under control.
Coming up next in sports, some of the biggest names in baseball are subpoenaed in the ongoing steroid scandal.
Also, Shaq's teammates react to the big fella's enormous size. We'll be right back.
As the supermodel tsunami survivor, Petra Nemkova.
Did you know that your bones were broken?
Plus, a gambling addict's intervention in a BB special. Next ET.
Weeknights at 7 on CBS 4.
Wednesday, Seminole Hard Rock Casino. The girls arrive right on time. They move in fast, hit and run. The boss knows they're here and how to take care of them. These are the girls from South Florida. This is their casino. And the game is on.
At BrandsMart USA, why wait for a huge St. Patrick's Day sale when you can save now in every department? Get a 3-in-1 remote control from Kobe for 88 cents. This Kobe 5-inch black and white portable TV is just $9.88. Daewoo's 13-inch TV is $54.88. How about this 20-inch TV from Prima for just $78.88? A Sony 24-inch flat-screen stereo TV is $248.88. And get a 32-inch stereo TV from Sharp or Magnavox, your choice, just $248.88 each. See stores and newspaper ads for more details and huge savings.
Selling your home shouldn't be this hard. At RE/MAX, you'll find an experienced agent to take on the job and make your life a whole lot simpler.
Paper cut.
Yeah.
Let's stick with RE/MAX.
Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
It's holiday fun for the whole family at Easter celebration at Bayfront Park, March 18th through 20th. Hunt for eggs in a magical field. Every child gets a prize. Find the golden egg, win the grand prize. Plus enjoy singing, dance, and cheerleading at the Kids for Kids talent competitions. Easter celebration at Bayfront Park. Don't miss it. Closed captioning sponsored by City Furniture. Now offering same-day delivery 7 days a week.
9/11. Of all the stories in A Reporter's Notebook, it's the biggest story of all. Dan Rather takes you back to that fateful day tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Jim Barry's here, and you can get a ball player to court, but it'll be interesting to see if you can get him to talk.
That's right. Exactly right, but I'm getting a little sick of this issue, quite honestly. If baseball still has a steroid problem, though, Congress wants to hear about it. It is roping in some big names to testify about the sport's big issue. Jose Canseco heads a list of 7 current and former big leaguers asked to appear next week. Also on this list, ex-slugger Mark McGwire, who denies being Canseco's steroid pal. Congress wants to know the extent of steroid abuse and also to see if baseball's promise to crack down goes far enough. All right, in August, Nick Saban's Dolphin debut will be, shall we say, Hall of Famous. 2 days after Dan Marino is enshrined, the Finns open the preseason against Chicago in the Hall of Fame game. Linebacker Donnie Spragan is the Finns' latest free agent hire, number 59 there. The ex-Denver Bronco plays on the outside. He might replace the departed Morlon Greenwood. And meantime, Junior Seau reworks his Dolphin deal so the linebacker could return for his 16th NFL season. Well, the Heat lately has been the bully on the block. They've been beating up the rest of the NBA and having a whole lot of fun doing it. Team owner Mickey Arison enjoys even watching practice these days. Here's play number 1, feed Shaq and clear out. Led by him and Dwayne Wade, the Heat lately has been downright dominant. The only question, are they peaking a little too soon?
Whenever you peak, it doesn't matter, you know, as long as you can sustain it over a period of time. And we've shown that, you know, with the right mindset and, you know, the right attitude, we're unstoppable.
It's true. All right, now, calling Fat Albert obese is no lie, but hey, if you say that about Shaq, well, come on, that's another matter. Well, a medical study, as we told you yesterday, says Shaq has the NBA's highest body mass index, high enough to put him in the same category with some hefty NFL linemen. Now, Shaq today doesn't talk about all of this, but his team finds the notion somewhere between comical and ridiculous.
You could definitely classify me as obese, and I wouldn't argue with you, you know. But to say that Shaquille O'Neal is obese, seriously, that person is not a qualified professional.
He is. He's a walrus. A walrus with no hair and a fake mustache.
You can tell he's a buddy of Shaq, can't you? All right, the NFL is probing whether Minnesota's Mike Tice scalped Super Bowl tickets. That's a no-no. The coach admits meeting with the league, but he will not elaborate. Meantime, in Coral Gables, the Canes are hitting the drills in spring practice, and running back Tyrone Moss is doing light duty while his ailing shoulder heals. With Frank Gore gone now, Moss figures to be the workhorse.
I guess you just got to wait your turn, and when you get your opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. You know, like, I was patient, waited behind Frank, so now it's my turn, so take advantage of it.
I'm sure he will. And finally, available very soon, your own Miami Heat comic book. Some of your favorite hoop stars recast as comic book heroes. And in this comic strip, they all have evil opposite twins. And of course, good wins out. Easy to market a team that's doing so well.
They're all good guys.
They are. That's why they're winning.
Shaq's played by a walrus?
No, he's not. He's not that big. He's only 325.
Oh, yeah.
I hope they are good friends.
Yeah, they
Thank
are.
you, Jim.
All right.
Well, it's a final farewell from the anchor chair. Coming up next, Dan Rather in his final broadcast of the CBS Evening News.
And oil prices are on the rise, and you know what that means. Higher gas prices. But how high are they headed? That's also ahead at 6:30.
This egg has been judged America's best tasting egg. It's Eggland's Best.
Eggland's Best are nutritionally superior, and they're farm fresh.
They taste great.
They're really special.
Try Eggland's Best.
Let's get inside. Bill Clinton's new health crisis on the eve of his latest surgery. Then Petra Nemkova, the supermodel tsunami survivor, relives the tragic day her fiancé died. Plus, Jennifer Gardner and Alias Home Movies. Next Insider.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 4.
A crime that happens uptown will be solved by what's discovered downtown.
Everything's connected. Just have to find out how.
So we've got a murder. All I have to do is find the crime scene that goes with it.
There's one speck of evidence out there. I will find it.
This is where the story gets tasty.
There's something gooey here.
Gooey. That's a good forensic word.
Imagine the possibilities.
luxurious fabrics, sophisticated silhouettes. This week, the most exciting upholstery styles from around the world premiere at Robb & Stuckey. Elegant seating collections in unparalleled luxury fabrics, sleek modern styles, classic elegance. The best new looks from the foremost design houses of Europe and the Americas. This week, be the first to experience the extraordinary new upholstery collections. We promise you'll be inspired. Robb & Stuckey.
All these beauties are under 20. In fact, they're in their teens. I'm not kidding. Every one of these dresses is just $16.99 or $19.99. That's because it's Dress Week at Ross. So if you were wishing you could afford a new spring wardrobe, you just got your wish. Just $16.99 and $19.99. Dress Week at Ross. Don't miss it.
Hello, I'm CBS 4's health specialist, Dr. Sean Kniff. Being a caregiver is no easy job. It can be financially, emotionally, and physically demanding. But now there's a program that's offering caregivers some much-needed relief. The Alliance for Aging is offering support services for caregivers, and they're free. If you need a break or help managing your responsibilities, call Neighbors for Neighbors at 305-597-4404.
Underwritten by Bank United and Herbert Hoover Foundation.
Want to know my secret to get my family to eat healthy?
Grandma.
My secret's Eggland's Best Eggs.
They taste great.
And they're also good for you. Make my secret your secret. Try Farm Fresh Eggland's Best Eggs.
Don't forget, if you see news in the making, give us a call.
Our CBS 4 News tip line is 866-658-TIPS.
Some of South Florida's finest were honored today for their heroism and bravery.
FBI Special Agent Michael Clemens there presented certificates of commendation to 26 members of the Miami-Dade Police Department and the Miami Shores Police Department. The certificates recognize their work with the FBI in catching violent groups responsible for armored car and bank holdups. This is a joint effort that resulted in more than 33 arrests and 62 cases solved.
And that's our news for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 11 for CBS 4 News Tonight. Now here's the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. Good night.
Tonight.